Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
Dumitron activated.
Welcome back to another episode here on the Boxing Biz Podcast show. Boom! With yours truly, Alex Doomsday Linez. And the boxing landscape is in a wave, right? It's tidal waves of criticism coming about with the breaking news that happened a few days ago with Tank and Jake Paul. We have an exhibition match coming up in November between these two guys. And again, the criticism is high. And, we're going to tap into this topic, of course. It's a hot topic and a lot of things and a lot of opinions have been said. And, of course, I want to know what your opinion is. So thanks for stopping by here on the Boxing Biz. Shout out to the YouTube family, Twitch, X, Instagram, and Facebook. Duly appreciate you guys for spending your time here with us, right? And as you can see, Jake Paul has made, he hasn't delayed, right, in putting out a trailer and, getting real funky with it as he knows how to navigate the waters of the internet pretty daggone well. And, this trailer was freaking hilarious. I'm going to put that up in a little bit. Also, Definitely great news. I don't know how solidified it is, but shout out to Punch Drunk too, man. He sends definitely some cool updates on boxing when he gets some news. So I got the message, Punch, and I am excited. It looks like Teofimo Lopez has signed. Scratch that. Before I get massacred out there. Not signed. He's accepted. He's accepted the fight with Shakur Stevenson. And, when it comes from the horse's mouth, it's gotta carry a little weight, right? And the tweet that Teofimo Lopez put out was in response to what Shakur Stevenson had posted on X. And you know what? If you guys can actually see it, then I'll read the post. Shakur Stevenson had wrote yesterday, Lamont was getting ready for the rematch. So he's going to have an in-between fight and then fight me top of the year. But it's only if Teo doesn't accept the fight. And then boom, about 2 hours ago, you get the X. I've already accepted the fight. I'll see you the beginning of the year. And then little handshake emoji, right? It's a deal. It's a deal, champ.
Woo! Let's go, champ. You feel me?
These are the type of fights I'm talking about.
To this day.
These are the fights. These are the fights that are the fights that, everybody's going to enjoy. Hardcore, casual, whatever. But these are legacy fights. And, man, this is going to be a good one, right? And in all the action that's going on, right, with these celebrity fights and everything else, I know you guys remember Shaquille O'Neal several years back having an exhibition with Oscar De La Hoya. And if you don't remember it, I got a little bit of video there also to share with you, right? And he now has accepted a fight, right, with somebody that you might know as Will Smith's security guard or ex-security guard or one of his security guards or security detail, right? And this guy goes by the name of Charlie Mack Alston. And apparently the story goes that he slapped him. I guess he was working the door and he smacked the back of the neck of Shaquille O'Neal. Kind of like, telling him you couldn't step in. Shaq, was about to be, he was just probably trying to walk in, big dogging it, and he tried, he definitely put his hands on him, man. Shaq has responded that he will take the fight, and Feldman, who's in charge of the celebrity boxing, he went on the live with Alston, challenging Shaq. Shaq, accepted the fight, man. You can't mess with Shaq, man. Shaq was like, yo, check my police record. You must think I'm playing. Bro, stop messing with that man.
He's scared, y'all. He's scared.
Yeah, I don't know if he's scared, but Charles Austin's talking a lot of shit. And he's, bro, ain't nobody bigger than Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal's huge. And he likes boxing. And I think right now, Shaq, too, he's really, really, he be in the gym, y'all. Shaq, he's got some regimens in boxing. He's definitely a fan of the sport. Big time. He was in that, forget the name of the show, man, but he was in that interview with Canelo Crawford and the GOAT. What's my man's name? From the Patriots. Jeez, that's how you know I only know fight. I only know combat sports. But y'all know who I'm talking about, right? If not, I'm just gonna. I think if I put GOAT quarterback 9 out of 10 times, you'll probably have your man's up there, like right at the top. Well, no, actually, how the hell did I like? Oh yeah, Tom Brady. There we go. You guys are probably like, yo, where have you been living? Bro, I don't pay attention. I hardly pay attention to any other sports but combat sports, period. That's just the way it goes over here. Appreciate everybody tapping in too, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely helps those numbers move. Again, I can't say it enough. Appreciate it. We're talking Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. And it was a pretty good interview by Ron Goodall. Shout out to Ron over there at Fight Hype. He had a good interview with Patrick Harris, also known as Buggs, Coach Buggs, and Barry Hunter. And they had some interesting things to say in the interview. We're going to listen to some of that audio. And I guess give you guys some of the insights that they were giving on the fight, right? But before we do that, look, I don't like playing stuff sometimes because YouTube be acting. YouTube sometimes acts up, y'all. So it is what it is. I'm gonna have to stop and pause, but I'm gonna share the Jake Paul video, or if not, you know what, you guys could probably check it out, cause bro, they be wilding on YouTube. I know I'm gonna have to. You know what? Maybe they're not. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that link up there too, the StreamYard link, just in case anybody wants to tap in when we open up the lines. All right, we're not open yet, but we will be. Okay. And there we go. All right, so this Jake Paul video, man, trolling, bro. A lot of people are saying a lot of stuff, right? Both sides of the fence, but he continues to do it again, bro. I see this guy's a wizard over here. He knows what's working. It's like Eminem, right? You want to make fun of him for what he's doing, he's just gonna clown it some more, until you can't clown it at all. And the fight is a little more serious than probably I expected. Even though it's still an exhibition, some of the things that the coaches said can hint at something more, I guess, if you want to even say it this way, more real than what we saw with Tyson. I think that, Gervonta has the ability to actually, really, really hurt him or snap his neck back a few times. You just never know, man. Jake Paul might not like that. He might start to throw some bombs. And he can, because he's definitely the bigger guy. Let me just share the screen real quick. Bro, he was clowning. He put a midget. I'm not even going to say nothing. He was wilding. Here we go. use the old school Muhammad Ali in the bank vault. How many people have taken that picture in the bank vault? Conor McGregor, a bunch of people.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
You really thought it couldn't get any bigger?
Bro, dude made a whole trailer. Man. And we're going to watch it. So stop acting like you guys are not going to watch it. You're going to watch it, bro. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Especially if you start to see Gervonta Davis catching Jake Paul with some nice shots. You're going to be like, oh, maybe it wasn't so bad. And you know what? I think that this is part of the reason why, this is part of the reason why they, God, I lost my mind here. Sorry, guys, I had a message come in. Yeah, so, again, exhibition. I think that was part of the reason why it was an exhibition, because, this might turn out kind of rough, and you just never want to let go of that right? And if you're Gervonta Davis, I'm looking at this from the negotiation side. If you're in the negotiation side and I'm like, listen, I'm about to fight a guy that's 60 pounds more than me. I don't want this to count on my record. So I want to make the bag, but I don't want those, what ifs on my record. You know what I'm saying? This is just a money grab. I'm going to get this money. I might still whoop you, right? I'm still probably going to whoop you. I don't know about knocking out Jake Paul. I mean, that's crazy. And again, Jake Paul's weaknesses as a YouTube boxer, have the, what the hell? I just did something and the balloons came out. That is funny. I'm going to have to turn that off. That's emotion with StreamYard. Balloons just popped out of nowhere. That's crazy. So, yeah, the whole YouTube, I'm a YouTube boxer thing is gone. You're a professional boxer and you want to take on, you want to take on guys like Surdo and Joshua. I mean, you landed on Gervonta, but again, these are fights that they're not included in your professional record, but they're gonna give him some more limelight, right? It's just another name. You gotta understand, Jake Paul. He's building legacy according to what he was given, right, or when he came into the game, bro, and that's what it is. He's milking that star power, man. He's milking it. And there's still a little mystique there to try to see him get pieced up by a guy like Gervonta. Because if we're talking about probably like the best boxer that he's faced, like period. And I know you guys are going to say, Tyson. But bro, Tyson, my man, was, that's my favorite boxer. That's the reason why I started liking boxing as a kid. I was like, man, I want to be like Mike, knocking guys out. But Mike wasn't doing nothing, man. He was too old, bro. Mike was too old. So this probably is the best boxer he's faced so far. I don't know how y'all think Gervonta would do with Tommy, right? Tommy Fury. But still, nonetheless, he's more skilled than Tommy, even though he's not as big, right? But the best boxer he's faced so far, it's an exhibition. And I'm starting to, even though I didn't care from the beginning if there was a money grab, because I totally agree with it. Go get the bag, right, Davis? Go get it. Obviously, you got to come back with something better, right? And the coaches said that, mentioned the Lamont fight as being something that was unfinished business. So, get the bag, come back, fine with that. No problem. And I actually give them a little bit of slack now thinking about it with just the way the negotiations happen. You gotta just sometimes kind of have the empathy to put yourself in those or the vision to put yourself in those some of the negotiating tables and see what exactly they're talking about, right? And I could imagine this. I don't want that on my record, especially if it's a loss. Jake Paul doesn't want that on his record if it's a loss. Well, there you go. Two guys that don't want any losses. They just want to get the bag. This is super money grab. Don't get mad at it. See it for what it is. If it's a cat, it meows like a cat, it's a fucking cat. If it barks like a dog and looks like it's a dog. So this is what it is. It's a money grab fight with the potential of someone losing, obviously. What we got to look forward to is how this fight is going to be conducted, right? There's been so much bullshit talks about how, Jake Paul rigs the fights and all that. He even had a point, I guess, had lawyers going after people with opinions. But, the whole, and then, now there's VADA testing, obviously. And, oh my God, I don't know what's going on here. Getting a bunch of messages. Sorry. Okay. All right. So yeah, like I was saying before, there's a ton of things that they're gonna benefit from it. Money being the main thing, but attention. Gervonta Davis too, fighting Jake Paul. Some of that, audience will spill over. So it's just a win-win-win situation in a lot of places. Maybe, maybe my man Gervonta needed this. He needed to have a little fun, bro. Cut my boy some slack, champs. You know what I'm saying? He's been fighting since fucking 12 years already, right? He's been fighting for 12 years already. Dude's been doing this since he was 8. It's been serious. I don't care what you think about the resume. It's been title defense, putting it on the line, all the pressure. Fuck it. And then after this Lamont fight, which didn't go, obviously the way he would wanted it to, and I felt like he was just giving him way too much respect on that one. You know what I mean? He had to put on that whole warrior, I don't even know this guy type of energy for me, right? But it was just different for Gervonta. And then all the criticism. Then you got the, and again, I stay out of that, I don't know what happened between him and his baby mom. Good thing is he's out. Haven't heard about anybody getting hurt or anything like that. So, the guy's been through stressful situations. So does it really make sense to, it's what really makes sense to him, not to you. So fall back, small back. If it don't make sense to him, he's like, yo, man, I'm just kind of like, fucking tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of tired of this shit. Let me just get in there, have a little fun. Get in there with Jakey. Get in there with my man Jakey and put on the show. And that's exactly what it is. It's a show. The disparity in experience, obviously, between Jake and Tank. Tank falling on the positive side of that one, and then the size, which that belongs to Jake, right? So there's a lot of disparities in this that make it a fun fight. To be honest, right? Even though you might see it as a circus show fight or whatever you want to call it. Remember, we were doing this to Jake Paul when he first came out. This is the era we're living in. And I think we could understand, too, that sometimes you just need a break from that hardcore monotony, right? That a fighter sometimes faces. I mean, sometimes you get this in between fights. I mean, he could have probably fought somebody else. See, right now, he couldn't have fought anybody else professionally. They want that Lamont fight. This was just something that was just a little juicier, a little more money, a little less stressful. Been going through all this shit in my life. I don't need another serious fight right now. And that's why he put the stop. I don't know if Lamont was, compensated or not. I don't know what was contractually obligated and what wasn't. So at this point, Lamont could have gotten it in with Shakur, but now we're more likely to have Teofimo and Shakur. But he could always come back to that guy. I think what counts for Gervonta is what does he do when he comes back? Who do you come back and fight, and who's going to be available there for you? Also, real quick, man, I didn't mention this either. Devin Haney is elevated to the number 1 spot in the WBO rankings, making his fight with Brian Norman Jr. a title defense fight, right? Title defense fight with Brian Norman. So Brian Norman will be defending his title against the number 1 in the WBO, my man Devin Haney, right? So just a little more luster on that fight. It's crazy. Because Alex, what is it? Alex Rocha was the number one. Yeah, he was the one that got supplanted by Devin. And, there goes to show you, right? It's like Haney, that's Haney's confidence too, man. Sometimes all you got to do is pay up a little bit of money. Who knows what was said, what was negotiated, whatever. All we know is that Devin's up there now, the number one. Alex said, hey, what? He didn't mind. I get no articles about nobody being mad. My man Dev is in the great position now to be working with the WBO. He feels strongly he could become the champ, right? Of course. He's in it to win it. He's like, let me position myself here. Right? Straight up. Make it better, right? Make it a better fight. Well, not a better fight, but just, add a little more luster to the fight. Yeah. Excuse me. So, shout out to my man Chris on IG. Let's go, champ.
Woo! Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Shout out to my whole Elizabeth crew, too, man. All my Jersey heads. Facebook, too, man. A reminder, our Facebook page, the Boxing Biz Facebook page. Go ahead and give us a follow. If you follow me on Facebook already, on my personal page, just head on over to the Boxing Biz page and follow us there. We will be transferring over our lives, streams to the Boxing Biz page. So, as soon as we get to those 100 followers on the Boxing Biz page, we'll be transferring everything over. As I've been streaming on my personal for so long, but it's time to do it right. So, yeah, thank you again, guys, to take the time just to go ahead on over. And shout out to the Twitch fam, too, man. Been streaming on Twitch. So far, I really like the platform. Some cool people there that have subscribed already. So, I definitely like Twitch. And I'll be gaming pretty soon, actually. Here and there, Dumatron don't got too much time for that, but I've definitely been itching to get into fighting games again. I don't know why. Just like, I don't know. So a couple of my people's kids and shit. I was trying to play FIFA soccer the other day, bro. When I got massacred, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And you know me, I like to win, so I gotta be good at that too and shit. Oh, man. I digress, though. Let's see. So, Teofimo, definitely. Oh, yeah, let me get back to Shaquille O'Neal, bro. My man Shaq, bro, he's about to fight. My man Shaq, it's a big dude to go up against, man. I got to bring up the guy he's fighting, the security dude, is 6'6". I mean, that's tall, too. That ain't short.
Hey, Floyd do it.
Yeah. All right, we're just going to actually play the audio, okay? With the, we're going to play the audio with Coach Boogs, Patrice Harris, and Barry Hunter. Just a couple of the actual quotes that kind of stuck out for me in the interview. Shout out again to Ron Goodall from Fight Hype, man. Did a cool job going over there and interviewing the coaches. These guys, I've seen so many fighters go through those gyms, those communities. Big shout out to them for being a positive impact on that community, and definitely good coaches, bro. My man Boogs got the ill pad work. I think I had Boogs one time hold pads with me, I think, when I visited them years ago. He official. Being a pad man ain't no joke too, man. Your hands get swollen. It's crazy. A lot of sacrifice in that. All right. Let's take a listen to this audio. But before we do, let me just go to the comment. My man, your boy Neto Garcia. What's up, homie? Says, let's go. Just picked up some 7-Eleven nachos and pizza for my dirty bulk. Doomy needs to start playing some Mortal Kombat.
Finish him. Fatality.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking me back in the day, bro, in the 90s, that's exactly what I was playing. Mortal Kombat, bro. All day. Mortal Kombat was my shit, man. Street Fighter, I think I like Street Fighter a lot better though. Street Fighter just had not that it was simpler, but it was just I like that type of graphic. Like Mortal Kombat came in like giving us that real like look. I liked like the anime look, you know. That shit was it's just my take on that. Your boy Neto Garcia. Matter of fact, did I put that up for you, bro? No, I didn't put up that comment. My boy, bro, you bulking up on nachos and pizza. Damn. Be honest with you, dog. I actually went to the gym today. Like, I really actually, this is like my comeback to the gym. After 2 months of slacking and racking anything I wanted, you know what I mean? As far as food. I went back to the gym today. The last couple of days I've been trying to clean it up. But I did some compound exercises today. Shout out to all the bros out there, man. Still trying to stay in shape. I know it ain't easy, man, but please don't stop trying. Anytime you have like any impulse, positive impulse and motivation to actually get out there and do something, bro, just do it if you can. You know, we got to try to be better, bro. You know, life is super short, and you want quality of life, you got it. I mean, to me, if I go past a month, it's over. I did 2 months. I really slacked off. Excuse me. So, you know, felt good today getting back in there. You know, Dumatron. I try to stay ready for 3 rounds at all time. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready, guys. 3-minute rounds. If you ain't ready for 3-minute rounds, usually fights happen like in like 60 seconds anyway. Ain't nobody out there trying to fight, though, honestly, right? But you want to be ready. I mean, you want to be ready for yourself, for your tribe. You want to be in shape. Boxing is the way, though. You train boxing, it's over. So, yeah, Neto. Let's go back to the comment. My man Neto came back with it. Says Shaq is like 7'5", man. Dude is a real giant. Yeah, he's a big dude, bro. And we're gonna show. You know, we're gonna show the De La Hoya fight too. But I'm gonna share the audio right now. So just bear with me. This is Boogs. Ron had you know, had asked him a couple. Him and Barry had a couple of questions, interesting answers. Let's start with the audio here.
You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's a power move, but I mean, Tank still got that name. He's still the man. And regardless, you know what I'm saying? What he want to do, he can do it, man.
There you go. Whatever he want to do, he can do it.
I feel like he paid his dues in the game, so.
I mean, he did pay his dues in the game. I mean, the coaches know what it is. But if there's anybody that knows what's going on in a boxer's career, it's the coaches. Since they've been there since before you knew them. You know what I mean? You didn't know Gervonta when he was in the amateurs. And if you did, you was a super hardcore. Not too many people follow from the amateurs. You know what I mean? But he paid his dues. Leave him alone, champ. Let him get this bag, this in-between, have fun bag. Come back, give you that Lamont fight if it's still available, or maybe something better. You know?
Damn right he did. And he still got time. He's still young enough to go ahead on and, you know, put on those fights that the boxing fans, including myself, want to see. You know what I mean?
He still got the time, bro. He's young. The thing is that Gervonta's been fighting for 12 years. But he's young. And honestly, like what fight could you call out right now that you can say that he was in a rough one? Like who's Gervonta's Maidana? Like who's Gervonta's Maidana? Pitbull Cruz? Who was it? Who was it? I mean, that's the only fight where I felt like, damn, yo, you got somebody really coming at Gervonta Davis, really trying to take his head off. But there's other guys in here. You know, Gamboa is always, you know, always been a threat to anybody they put him up against. He's like that guy they call from like the mountains and shit. Comes out of the mountains and shit. You didn't expect a real hard fight with him. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who else you can throw in there as Gervonta's is Maidana, but you know, I guess you could probably say an Isaac Cruz. Let me go to the actual comments, man. See, the people is talking handling their business. Shout out to everybody on the comment and chat. So my boy, yeah, your boy Neto, 2 months. Damn, Doomy, what's your weight right now, man? Damn, I thought you would say something. Why you putting me on the spot? Yo, honestly, dog, I'm probably like between 218, 222. I would say. You know, I'm probably less than that. I'm probably, like I said, I'm like 218, 222. But you know me, man, I can lose weight like this. I don't know. I've always had that about me, man. I can drop weight pretty fast. I always have a good amount of muscle. You know, I've been doing this for so long. I always have readily available a good amount of muscle, even if I stop working out, even though some of the mechanics kind of go into a, you know, squeak. But because that happens at that age. That's where mobility exercises and functionality or functional training is important when you get to my age, champions. All right. But yeah, who's Gervonta? Is it Maidana? And has he been in wars? He hasn't been in wars, my brothers. He's got 150 rounds. He's got 93% KO. He's KO'd everybody. So, you know, he hasn't been in any wars. He has the time. Everything that has to do with Gervonta's situation right now, as far as us not seeing him as wanting to be in this sport, is all mental. He just needs a mental break. And that doesn't always have to be a vacation, right? Gervonta probably been everywhere. Sometimes you need something different for your fighter, bro. Just got to pay attention to your fighter, bro. People around him got to pay attention, man. Got to pay attention, because if you're paying attention to your fighter, you're going to be able to move your fighter the right way. You got to be able to be with that person in empathy in that situation. If not, forget about it. A fighter like Gervonta, look at Mike Tyson. Excuse me, I'm chewing gum like a horse. Look at Mike Tyson, bro. Mike Tyson, he was all mental, bro. He needed that. He needed that reinforcement. It's okay, champ. You don't know where we come from. You ain't from where we from. You know, there's things in there. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that voice that somebody's gonna talk to you and say, you know what, this motherfucker really care about me. Cause it ain't always about the bills, bro. And I mean the blue bills, right? The hundos. Let me get back to the chatty. Call him Adam. What's up, Adam? Hope everything good with you, my brother. Let's go, champ.
To this day.
Adam says, can't wait to see Shaq versus Butterbean. That shit ain't happening, bro. Butterbean ain't fighting, bro. I think Butterbean is just as old as Shaq, though. My man Butterbean was a threat. You crazy, bro. Butterbean was knocking guys out. Imagine my man would have really had some real camps and shit instead of the fucking Budweiser barbecue diet camps that he was having. I mean, honestly, I don't know enough, but I could imagine that it didn't reflect, right? My man Butterbean was still knocking dude straight cold, putting him on ice. Your boy Neto Garcia says, I'm trying judo flip people like Steven Seagal, even with the extra 30 pounds. Steven Seagal, bro. But your man Steven Seagal knows Aikido, even though he flips a lot of dudes like that. Judo is like Yoel Romero. There's a lot of crazy judo. I mean, Israel Madrimov knows some judo. Steven Seagal, bro. Damn, they've been clowning Steven Seagal for so long. He made some dope movies, though, man. I know you guys remember the movies that he made, bro. He made some awesome movies. Hard to Kill. The one with the Jamaicans, man, yo, he was brutal, breaking people's wrists and everything, bro. Damn, those were good movies, bro. I got to get nostalgic and start doing like a weekly throwback movie theater review over here. A lot of people don't remember the old movies, man. Straight up. I'm about to start pitching an old school movie. I think out of all the Steven Seagal movies, Dan, I'm going straight off topic. But this, I just got to say, Steven Seagal did make some hits, man. He did make some hits. He just got chubby, and, you know, it is what it is. Who gives a shit? He made legend movies. Marked for Death, Above the Law. What? You're crazy. Remember Under Siege? Out for Justice? You're nuts. This guy's a legend, bro. I don't care what, people forget so fast. I mean, he was a movie actor more than anything. It's not like I always took him super serious, even though he is a serious practitioner, even though some, say otherwise or whatnot. But, well, you know some shit, right? I don't know how good you think you are. I think after MMA stepped into the building, everybody's like single technique or style went out. Like, you would get beat up if you didn't know multiple styles once MMA came out. So shit's different. That was my Steven Seagal rant, though. Adam says, Tank gonna have to throw uppercuts at Jake's stomach. Nah. That's gonna be Tiny Tim, bro, versus fucking Hodor from Games of Thrones. That's exactly what that's gonna look like. And if y'all don't know who Hodor is from Games of Thrones, y'all in a closet somewhere. Please tell me you guys know who Hodor is. Hodor, nah, go check him out, bro. That's a big ass dude. It's gonna be crazy. Your boy Neto Garcia says Tank is a young gun. Let him get that bolsa. That's what I'm saying, bro. He's gonna get the bag. He's gonna come back. He's gonna give us what we need to see from him, but he's gonna be refreshed. He's gonna be coming back off an ill ass payday. Toma. Taking care of business, even though y'all think people will be rich, bro. Like, the more money, more problems. The more money, more taxes. Y'all think that the shit, y'all got the game twisted, bro. I'm telling you, man. I've been around some guys, and it's hard. It's hard, bro, when you're handling big money and when you have a lot of money. Trust me, there's a lot of shit going on. Make sure you reach out to Strategic Solution Services or True Tax Corp for all your tax and financial questions. Little plug in there for myself. And, of course, True Taxes, who has so kindly sponsored the equipment for the Boxing Biz studio. The hardware is here, bro. I feel like I'm in the Matrix movie right now. Got all these monitors and shit. It's crazy. Yeah, so let him get the bag. Dio, the champ is here.
Woo! Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Dio said Herb Mayweather is calling out Roach so he can show up tanky. What? Herb Mayweather is calling out Roach so he can show up. Nah, man. You're lying. Your boy says Alpha Justice was my favorite. Yeah, bro. That Alpha Justice that's when he was chasing, what's my man? The body of the bull. When he went into the bar and started smashing people's teeth with a handkerchief and a game ball from the pool table. I think that's the one. Bro, it's that he always got real brutal. It was always like, I'm going to break a finger, an elbow. You're going to get smashed in one of Steven Seagal's movies. It was like, bro, the more brutal, the better. Yo, shout out to Charles Pauly. Not interested. Gonna be a draw. Damn, Charles. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. And you guys got to pick up on a pattern. We can't have a draw. A draw is a no-no. You already got away, Jake and Gervonta. Y'all already got away with not taking the O in reality, in the real boxing world, right? You're taking an exhibition. I don't want y'all dodging the O with a draw. That's shameful. Don't do us like that, man. Somebody's got to win. With so many disparities, somebody's got to win, dude. Somebody's got to win. I'm sorry. I won't accept the draw. I will not. I will not accept the draw. I mean, with Mike Tyson, there wasn't no draw, right? Jake Paul's going to win. I mean, he's going to... I don't know, dude. It's just that when you're talking exhibition and now the current, for the last, I don't know how many years, right? Because it's been a while now that, this whole YouTubing and this whole type of misfit boxing has been going on. And we just don't know. I'm not saying the fights are rigged or anything like that. It's just like it's exhibition. So at the same time, like, even though it's not written in the contract, we can dictate the pace and, somebody can always kind of calm down and not calm down. Like, I think that even though they made this fight happen, I don't know if they understand how much pressure there is on Jake and Gervonta to perform as if it was a real fight, because at the same time, there is an expectancy there. Because if you totally crash out this exhibition and it's a bore and you made us pay for it and you put it on Netflix, everybody's going to look at you bad. Netflix, fucking the guy at the bodega right down the block from here is going to look at you bad when he's fire sticking your shit. Oh, no, this doesn't even need that, right? Or wouldn't need it, right? Anyway, I'm not saying go steal. But, yeah, he could be fire sticking the Netflix, for all I know. But, yeah, he's going to be interested. Not interested, going to be a draw. Yeah, bro. Might not. I don't think it should happen. And if it does, then you dodge the O one way and you dodge the O the other way. And you made money and you think you fooled us. You ain't fooled nobody. We're paying attention now, man. I'm still down to watch the fight. Like I said, go get the bag. Jake and him. It's not like only Gervonta making money. They're both going to make big bucks. A lot of attention, all the goods. It's just going to be how entertaining is this fight. It can't be a bore. And for it to come out a draw, it's either got to be a boring-ass draw or a very exciting draw, right? Where it was like, wow, I don't want no boring-ass draw. You give me an exciting-ass draw, I'll take it. But I'm watching you. I'm watching I'm watching you guys, man, how you building this stuff up. Don't get carried away and, think that the boxing public isn't as smart as I know they are. So, yeah, fall back, small back. Your boy Neto Garcia.
Woo! Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Prime Butterbean versus Prime Jake Paul. 5 rounds. Who you got, Doomy? Come on, brother, man. That would have been a fucking massacre. That would have been a murder right there. Butterbean, and you know what Butterbean was doing. Another guy, ladies, remember the guy from UFC, Tank Abbott? That was another guy that was just stubby arms, but like had that knockout swing. It's like swinging sledgehammers. Yeah, Butterbean would have KO'd him all day. My man Charles Pauly answered it correctly. You gave him credit, Charles, because first round, bro. Butterbean used to come out like a beast. But let me go back to the audio because we skipping around, right? I'm not done. My man Barry Hunter has some more interesting things to say. And again, worth listening to these guys, obviously, because they know, Gervonta since the beginning. And these are all the coaches, right? They're there giving them advice and for a long time. So, yeah, where were we? 7:30. Okay, let's continue.
Definitely an opportunity for that fight still happening. I think somewhere, maybe after this one, it will happen. You know what I mean? That's unfinished business. That was a draw. You know what I mean? That wasn't a winner. It was lost. It's like boom. And at the end of the day, you want to see a winner. You want to see, somebody be defeated. So that's a fight that, definitely I think is still going to happen.
It's still going to happen. It's a fight that's still going to happen, bro. Just a little bit more time. We've been put on the hold right now. We've been put on hold. No big deal. Just give us something. Give us something right after. So if you don't give us something, they're going to come at you, bro. You, Gervonta, you put out the list. That's what you got to watch what you say, man, out there. If not, you got to back it up. And, I think Gervonta, that he's the type of guy that he's going to want to back it up. He don't like looking bad out there, so it is what it is.
I mean, I feel like they're going to actually fight. I think Jake's going to try to throw a bomb.
Shout out to Ron again.
I think it's going to be a good exhibition. I think it's going to be entertaining. I don't think it's going to be what you've seen in Tyson. And
said, I don't think it's going to be what you've seen in Tyson. What did he really mean by that, though? What did he see in Tyson? Let me see what he said.
You know what I'm saying? My man Tyson a little older, up in age now, but like I didn't see Tank spar with bigger guys. So.
Oh shit. I mean, Tyson was old, to be fair. and it's not the first time we hear that Gervonta's been in there with big dudes. You know, he's cracked some heavy dudes in there, bro. You know, a lot of the times people don't, you know, if you don't go to the boxing gym or you're not around it, you won't know. But, like, you know, trainers, you can still spar big guys. Not a smaller guy and a big guy are not going to spar like as if, you know, both of them were heavyweights. And obviously the smaller guy with the ill speed is going to go in there too and work with the big guy. He's not going to take advantage of that and start peppering the shit out of him to the point where the big guy gets mad and starts sledgehammering him, right? So there's definitely a lot of that going on in the gyms, even though you're not recommended to spar with heavier guys. It's only when you're really going to go in there and really fight each other that there's a concern. If you're going to go in there and drill and be in a sense of controlled sparring, you see that shit all the time. Now, can it get crazy in there? Can it get crazy in sparring? Can a little guy snap a big guy's head back all of a sudden and the big guy get mad? That shit happens. Tales from the gym. Yo, remember that shit? The Crypt Keeper. Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the gym, bro. Sparring status. Gotta hit the massage, bro. Neck been bothering me. Sitting in the chair. Okay. Let's continue with my man Patrice Harris, aka Bugs, Coach Bugs.
I think it's gonna be a good one.
Some people are saying that Jake is so big.
I mean, he is big, bro. That's one of the main arguments too, regarding the disparities in this matchup, right?
You can get back to your business. I mean, because I definitely want to see him and Lamont. I want to see that. That needs to happen. Yeah.
See Barry Hunter, he wants to see that fight. And he feels like it needs to happen. Remember, both these guys are from the same area. Both Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, same area. They've been through the gyms. They both, you know Coach Barry. These guys have known these coaches have known these guys since they were young.
Sometime after, you know, like I said, you still got Shakur. You still got a lot of other good little talented fighters out there. But I'm 100% with him. Whatever he wants to do, you feel me? I back him.
Whatever he want to do. This is what he want to do right now. He wants to fight Jakey. If this fight is going to refresh you, if this fight is what you need, and in between some fun fight shit, I get it. Maybe he could go into this fight feeling like, you know what? I forgot about the fun part of this. You know? You first start this shit as a kid, man. You're going to the gym and you're not fighting for these crazy amounts of money. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, right? You're going to the gym. You're just trying to be that kid. You're just trying to impress your coaches. You know? That simple, just like, you know, hey, man, you know, you did well. That alone, you go home super happy as a young kid, bro. Just knowing that, you know, people thought that you did well, or you got those pats in the back or those high fives and shit. Now it's like, bro, the money, the this, the that, da-da. Shout out to DMX. Bro, it's a lot of pressure, man. We forget. Of course we forget. We're not living that life, you know what I'm saying? We just want to see the fights happen. That's all. I'm not saying y'all be wilding sometimes. But y'all got to just think about what's going on in these fighters' lives. Get back to the chat. I don't know if your boy Neto, okay, he said facts, though. Butterbean was just built different. My man want Butterbean to come back. He old, bro. He ain't coming back. Excuse me. So, yeah, that was the the audio for that interview. If you guys want to go check it out too, just, you know, head on over, I guess, to Fight Hype and just tap in, you know, the Barry Hunter and Patrice Harris interview with Ron Goodall from Fight Hype. If you want to see the entire interview. But that was for the bulk of the main stuff that was said that I felt like it was important. And let's see what we got. I think something came in. All right. Yeah, I wanted to show the video, just a quick bit, right, where we left off last with the Jake Paul one, because, bro, the way he stunted on Gervonta Davis, look, he's selling the fight already, man. And everybody's gobbling it up. We like entertainment. We like all this shit, bro. And you can see.
And we got some.
Look.
I don't give a bollocks, mate. Fuck you right now, mate.
That's Conor McGregor right there.
The only thing you should be fighting is your addiction.
Hey, yo, bro. I think Jake is really the guy that comes up. I mean, I don't know if it's a team effort, but, bro, this is hilarious. I mean, whatever it is, the team is strong out there, bro. To come up with this shit is hilarious, bro. Let me see. I'm trying to look at this guy right now. I mean, he don't look like Conor McGregor that much. But good try with the cigar and everything. Played him, though. Straight played him. Look what he said.
I don't give a bollocks, mate. Fuck you right now, mate. The only thing you should be fighting is your addiction. Me training. Jesus. Yeah. Bloody hell,
Oh, shit. For everybody that's tuning in on Only Sound, I'm just showing the video clips of the new trailer that MVP Jake Paul has put out in anticipation and I guess in promotion for the fight that's going to be happening November 14th with Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis. Make sure you check us out on Sound. If you want to take us on the road or maybe while you work and you don't have the opportunity to see us visually, you can head on over to iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all the other podcast hosting sites that you might be tuning into, and check us out there. You can download the MP3, MP4. So appreciate it. This is the Boxing Biz Podcast Show, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, and IG. Now let's go. Y'all know who the next guy is. KSI.
Listen, all me and Moms want is for you to cut half your body weight, and we got ourselves some.
That was KSI telling him that he had to cut like I don't know how many pounds in order for him to fight him. So Conor too, bro. My man Conor's been, he talks like he wants to fight, but your man's got too much money. And I think he sold the liquor company. I don't know what he just sold for $500 million. Conor McGregor got a lot of money, bro. I don't know what it would really take to bring him back to actually wanting to fight. It's just, you fight. When you're hungry, man. You know what I'm saying? And right now, he's not hungry, and that's okay. But he's been just saying that he's going to fight a few guys. It would have been good to fight Jake at least because it puts him in that exhibition style. Conor did a bunch of shit for the sport of MMA, bro. When he was hot, he was hot. I would have paid for that one. That's a different MMA guy for Paul. I don't know what happened to Conor McGregor. I would have been confident if I would have been my Conor McGregor. Obviously, I just went, what was it, like 9 rounds? I don't know when Mayweather took out Conor McGregor, but he went, and that was a real fight. Logan Paul went, real fight status with Mayweather too, but I think that was more controlled than anything. My man Mayweather really wanted to fucking knock Conor McGregor out. Let's see. All right, let's continue real quick. He's giving him the slap and shit.
Good boy.
This is my call out. J. Paul, what's up?
Wait, that was supposed to be Canelo. How he got an Irish dude? He got an Irish looking dude with red hair, with a red beard to look like Canelo, bro. Disrespectful, Chant. You couldn't even find a Mexican dude? You wilding right now.
What up, J. Paul?
Oh, Gervonta.
Damn. And there goes the promotion. Your man's hit you with the deodorant, the Celsius, the ring. My boy don't play with his marketing. Yeah, man. Played my boy Gervonta with that. So, the selling of the fight has begun already. Initially, like I said, this is the topic that received so much crap and so much critique, and again, is that we don't like being fooled anymore. We don't, treat us right, man, and treat us like we know boxing. But I think in this instance, especially with all the stuff that's been going on, I guess in the personal life of Gervonta, maybe this is just something that, has been for him for a while, according to the talks, right, that Jake and them have been saying. Nikita has come out too, that this fight, has always been in the works. And it's just something that needed its time to be, and it's now. We'll come back to Lamont Roach. Don't get hurt. And that's another reason why I feel like this fight is going to be too exhibition-y. I'm just observing. Because nobody can get hurt. Because if Tank gets hurt, what are we doing? We need him available to fight. Anything crazy between that weight disparage is going to be bad. So again, I'm taking this fight with a grain of salt. This is what you got to do. And it's going to be up to Gervonta's team to see how they move him forward, depending on the outcome and how the outcome comes about in this fight with Jake. And Jake, too, is going to have to think about how he's going to go forward, because somebody's got to go. Whether it was exhibition, whether it could have been in real record, or now that it's in exhibition, somebody's got to take a O. And somebody's got to go, and I'm not taking a draw here. Like, how a draw is going to happen. Like, it's really hard for a draw. It's either somebody's getting, like, hit pretty damn hard or every now and then, or somebody's just getting pegged in the face every 2 seconds. Pez head style. Bing, bing. And that's speed versus power. Like, what is Jake Paul going to do? Outbox Gervonta? Like, how's that even going to work, bro? And then Gervonta, he said, this fight, it has a lot of questions, man. This fight, whichever way you want to look at it, has a lot of questions. It has a lot of questions. That's the interesting part about it. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? This is something that I think it's part of the formula, right? This is why when we have interesting matchups between, two actual boxers that are fighting for an actual win or lose on their record. Let me see. I think that's about it with with Jake Paul. Unless anybody else got something to say there on this topic on the chat, let me actually return to it. Who's this? Your boy Neto? Another good thing about the boxing gyms in Miami is the baddies with the fatties. More reason to start training hard. Damn.
Woo. Let's go, champ. You feel me?
All right. Yeah, man. Well, you're in Miami, bro. It's a different type of climate out there. Miami's dope. And, yeah, bro, get motivated any way you can, man. Whatever gets you motivated to go to the gym. Just make sure you're working, because that's going to make the difference. And obviously, I guess studies show that, testosterone does increase, I guess, with men if they're working out with their girls or something like that. Studies and studies and studies they do on things. But shout out to Charles Paul. He says, that's great. And your boy Neto Garcia, they did Canelo wrong, bro. What are you talking about? They did him wrong. What you talking about? Charles Pauly, is it true Conor going to fight winner of Perry and Stevens? No, he's not fighting anybody, dude. I'm telling you, my brother. He's not coming back, man. He's not coming back. You got to understand, like, him losing right now is different than him losing when he was only fighting. He's just doing so much business and so many things and so many. And then just considering just that part, the business side, and then you consider the actual side that he hasn't been active. I mean, I don't care how. I mean, look, legends are legends. Tyson was a legend. Everybody, but Father Time continues to tick. And if you ain't using it, you losing it. If you ain't in there fighting, like, nah, bro. I mean, it's not bare knuckle. Obviously, it's a different, or dirty boxing too is pretty good. It's just different. It's a different time of his life, man. He ain't trying to come back to no shit, bro. And honestly, Conor McGregor versus Perry, I still think Perry would get laced up, man. I like Perry, bro. He's a warrior. Definitely the type of dude that you don't want to get into a street fight with. But and Stevens too. Little heathen Steven, bro. That motherfucker is a monstro. Steven's dangerous for Perry. Steven is a fucking animal, bro. Excuse my French, man, but that's the expression I got. He's a fucking animal. But yeah, Gervonta Davis, RP in the building.
Woo! Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Hit the ground. He's coming. He said, yo, who can call in, brother? If you want to call in, call in. We got the StreamYard link up on the chat. Should be star to the top. So if you want to call in, you can call in for sure. We're talking Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. Still following up on some of the criticism. I'm actually advocating more and more for the fight, considering exactly what we can get from it and what we can get after, potentially, according to some of the things that the coaches have said. Gervonta Davis's coaches, Barry Hunter and Patrice Harris, a.k.a. Coach Boogs, in the interview with Ron Goodall. So, we listened to some of the sound and, quotes that were said in that interview. It's all making a little bit more sense to me. And, some of the initial critique, the hardcore critique, for me, it's kind of falling to the side, to the wayside. Your boy Neto says Jay got an Irish dude playing the Royce Canelo. I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, that's what you were saying. Yeah, he did him dirty, man. That's fucked up. Canelo would have for sure been a crazy fight for Jake. I mean, any of these other top guys within the higher weight divisions, but that fight would have did crazy numbers. Who knows if that shit's still there. Your boy Neto says Doomy in bare knuckle would epic. What? Doomy in bare knuckle would be epic, man. I can see you knocking some people out cold in bare knuckle, man. All right. Call him bare knuckle. I would, bro. And honestly, and I don't, it's not like I brag about it, but yeah. Before boxing, they knew me more out there in the cobbles. Shout out to the UK. Doomy was more well known for the cobbles before he became an amateur champ. I was in the cobbles catching them. All right. Holy moly. Guacamole. Yeah, I really said that.
To this day.
Shout out to Quest. My man Quest stepping into the building. And we're going to bring him on. See what my man Quest got to say about some of the stuff that we've been talking about. Shout out to, matter of fact, let me see before I bring on my man Quest, I'm going to do it right? I got to put that background up. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. There we go. All right, Quest, welcome to the show, champy. How you been? How are you?
What's going on, brother? Doing good, man.
And what are you doing?
Right now, just resting up, man. Did some running around earlier. Getting ready for that Sunday event we got going on downtown Manhattan.
Oh, that's right. You're on the
chat.
Yeah, you're on the chat, right? Bro,
yeah, I'm the Android king.
You're the Android king. Why didn't I know that? Why didn't I know that? Damn. Damn, bro. Yo, my man, Quest, bro. My man Quest been killing us with his droid, bro. Hitting us with the GIFs, Android king, bro. You know when you're on the iPhone chat and enter Android, everything turns green. It's like they're like the fucking EMP of like the fucking text chats, bro.
Just before we get into the boxing stuff, being that we brought this up, man, just to give everybody the heads up. So I got added to this chat. They had about already 11 people in it, and our boy John was adding me, and he was like, "Bro, you have an Android?" And I said, "Yeah." He was like, "Damn, I got to do a new chat." Yeah, all right. So he adds me in, he does a new chat, and the second the chat opens, I start getting roasted by everybody on that chat.
Bro, everybody's text is green. I'm like, bro, what? I'm back to my like Galaxy One. Nah.
That's how I say, but I came back the last couple of days. I'm good.
Nah, we're good, bro. You know we're messing with you. but hopefully one of these days you cop an Apple, you know what I'm saying? Just so you could be on there on the blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll walk around with an edible arrangement one of these days.
Yeah, so flipping it back to the boxing, man. What I know you probably been tuning in on some of the stuff we've been talking about, man. You got Shaquille O'Neal, who's recently been challenged by Will Smith's I guess previous security guard, and there was some qualm at a club or something where Shaq was trying to go in or sneak in. Not sneak in, but, guess you're Shaq, right? Why you gonna let me in? And the guy kind of, I guess, rednecked him or kind of grabbed him by the neck or slapped his neck. And now he's challenging him to fight. And I guess he didn't expect it, or maybe he did, but Shaq actually accepted. And, we are, in view of all the exhibition talk and these crazy fights and all that, like, you know what, Shaq is about to fight. And even he fought with De La Hoya a few years back in an exhibition, but this one looks like it's going to be a little more serious. The guy's 6'6". He's super heavy, like about 290. And, so many breaking news, Quest. I don't know if you heard Teofimo Lopez actually signed too, and not signed, excuse me, before I get my head chopped off. He's accepted the fight with Shakur Stevenson. And Devin Haney has been elevated to #1 at the WBO and changes that into a title defense, right?
Yeah. So let's go in that order. So the Shaq fight, or what I call it is, the Shaq foo that's going on right now. Listen, I don't have a problem with anybody monetizing beef outside of the ring, or especially if you're in the limelight. I'd rather get paid for me having a squabble than having TMZ all over the place, follow me around. So if that's what it's going to be a little spectacle. Shaq can't really do much if he's in the ring. Like, he looks much slower, even though he's thin, he's thin or whatever. This is just, a nice little publicity stunt. Shout out to Shaq and, for him getting in the ring, but it's publicity. As far as Teofimo, accepting the Shakur Stevenson fight, I think that's a really, and people are gonna jump on this, but I think that's a good fight for Teofimo. I think that
why wouldn't it be though? Why?
No.
What do you mean?
So it's not a good fight because of the status of the fight. I think it's a good fight because I think he has an amazing chance to beat Shakur Stevenson.
What do you mean status of the fight? What are you trying to say?
Well, so Shakur Stevenson has put himself in a position where he feels like people are ducking him because people don't want to fight him. And he said that, like, I can't get the fight. Teofimo has been kind of in the same boat. So it's an elevated status to this particular fight because these are two guys who are like, well, I want the big money. I want the big fights. I want the big fights. Well, now Teofimo is finally, he has his head right, it seems. And we talked about this yesterday. And he's like, yo, I want everybody who's on top because I'm going to prove that I'm the man. Shakur Stevenson wants to prove that he can beat anybody that you put in front of him because of his skill set. So I think the status of this fight is elevated because they both said yes. So it puts it at a higher level instead of it going back and forth and jockeying for position. This is a pretty quick yes from Teofimo. He wants to be there, which is good for him because when he wants to be somewhere, you see the absolute best version of Teofimo.
Absolutely. No, I get what you're saying right now. I was misunderstanding in the beginning. So the status of the fight, the luster of the fight, it's grown. It's
yes.
and it's not that it's just grown. It's just I guess it started out that way, right? Because of the attitude of both fighters.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez have these four horsemen, as they were calling them, right? Teofimo and Shakur being two of those horsemen in that talk. They were bound to eventually meet each other, right?
Yep.
This is the right time for this fight. And right now, Shakur Stevenson, right, and Teofimo Lopez are probably the best, in my opinion, And I know that, when you start choosing fighters, boxers tend to look at you like you're biased, but I just got to call it like I see it. I think overall in boxing, entertainment, everything that I need to see in a fighter, these two guys have shown. It's just that one of these fighters has taken more risk than the other until the Cepeda Shakur Stevenson fight that we just recently saw. So what do you think now as offensively as a fighter in a fight? Because obviously Shakur can fight and make the fight look easy, but as an actual offensive fighter and being in there somebody that's going to actually bring the fight, how do you see this fight happening with Teo, and is that the route to take with Teo?
I don't think that's the route to take with Teo. I think Teo matches up with him very well as far as skill set across the board. I think, Teo does have some good hand speed. He does have, he has better pop than Shakur. Ring IQ, I'm gonna give it to Teofimo because he's more battle tested in my opinion. I think he's been in there with more skilled fighters over the past years. Although Shakur Stevenson, when it comes to overall skill set, is a beast himself. He has great hands. He's good speed. He has a great defensive IQ. I look at this fight and I think this is a perfect storm for Teofimo to make that next big win for himself, to have everybody jump on the Teofimo bandwagon, same way he did when he beat Lomachenko. So I think this is going to be his second coming. I think Shakur Stevenson will taste, defeat for the first time. Not saying he'll get knocked out or anything, but I think I don't think he's going to match up well in 12 rounds. I think it's going to look good for a while. I think Teofimo is going to go in there with the same type of passion that he did in his last fight, where he wanted to make a statement, and I think he is.
I mean, this is gonna be a tight one, bro. This is gonna be a real tight one.
I'm not saying that it's going to be one-sided, but I see Teofimo eking this one out. I do see a rematch situation, not because it was a horrible decision, but people are going to say, well, could have been better. On one side, he wants another shot. Obviously, egos are going to be playing a big role here, but I personally feel that Teofimo is back where he was prior to his outside issues taking over, and I think that he's a dangerous fighter. And Shakur Stevenson, hats off for putting the fight together, because I know he wants status as well. He wants to be shown and proven to be one like that man at in that weight class, and probably in the next one, because he may go up at some point in the near future. So whatever he decides to do, God bless him. But like you said, this is the right time for this fight for both of them. They both have something to prove. They both have a huge chip on their shoulder. I just personally feel right now, today, and this may change as time moves on, but as of right now, I think Teofimo has the edge and will win the fight.
Yo, and I mean, and again, nobody. I mean, with these two guys and the skill levels, I wouldn't even be mad which way you went, because I'm kind of stuck in the middle too, bro. I actually, I'm real big on Shakur Stevenson, right? And I knew about Shakur Stevenson before I knew about Teo, right? Only because he's from around the neighborhoods from where I'm at. I lived in Newark, right there on Mount Prospect for a while in Newark. I'm in Elizabeth now. And I mean, I know Grandpa too, and I got that bias a little bit, you can say, with Shakur, but you can't even say too biased with me, because look at the skill set, right? Both of these guys are close. And then on the other hand, I got Teo, who's Honduran, who's one of my paisans, right? Because I'm Honduran, and I'm like, damn, I really support a Teo. I really support both of these guys. And, I think this is probably going to be one of those super fights that we've been waiting. This is a super fight in the sense that the skill level that we're seeing here. This is somebody's O's got to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that Teo's is already gone, so I feel like Teo's experience in that gives him an edge. I think more than anything, mentally. And I guess less pressure, right? Because you've lost already. And there's going to be some interesting things to talk about as this, comes out more, contracts and, everything starts to come actually to be solidified. But yeah, great matchup, bro. I'm not even going to pick just yet, bro, because I'm stuck in the middle. But I see it going your way. Absolutely, with Teo. Shakur Stevenson is a guy that, you know, he can decide not to get hit. You know, the fight that you saw him with Cepeda was something that he just wanted to show you. It's not something that he wants to keep doing. And he went on in the Era Hawani show in an interview and said that, you know, he's not there to take too much, but he wants to show you that he can actually sit down on his punches and trade with you too.
Yeah, I think that was a good decision in that fight. I think it was a calculated move. I do feel that, you know, him doing that at that time, I think he was physically ready for that type of fight. You know, had it happened a year ago, maybe not. I think physically he was there. Mentally, he felt he needed to do it. You know, his body was at the right place at the right time for that particular style of fight. His defense was still shown, even though he was taking punches, because he wasn't taking like the big I'm going to slow you down punches. He took a punch so he can give two. You know, he took a punch to find another movement so that he can get his open. So it was calculated from the way I looked at the fight. You know, he stood there when he needed to. He moved a little bit to get angles. It was a good fight for him. And plus, he showed that he was willing to fight and wasn't just, you know, going to run. I feel that Teofimo will probably force him to engage a little more as far as who's going to be the counterpuncher. I think Teofimo's going to want to be the counterpuncher to catch him with one of those flashy right hands, you know, on the chin, because, you know, although Shakur was getting hit, I'm still on the fence as to whether or not if he got rocked with a clean, you know, power punch, what would happen? Yeah. We didn't see that in the Cepeda fight. We saw him get hit. He got hit flush. He got hit with some good shots. But none of those punches looked like, you know, they were coming with what Teofimo has shown he can do when he's landing his big money shot. So it'll be interesting to watch. And for them, this is a win-win fight, no matter who gets the loss, as long as it's a good fight, because it doesn't take away from either one, because they're both at the top of their game right now, physically and age-wise. You know, they're both in their prime, so they're still going to have time to move on, unless it's a whitewash one way, which I don't see.
Teo takes more punishment in fights. That's just the way it is. And that goes, I guess, with the style. But real quick, so we could close out this poll, because I got more polls and questions for y'all. The question was simply, would you tune in to Shaq's boxing fight against Charlie Mack Alston, a.k.a. Will Smith's ex-security, I guess. I don't know who he's doing security detail these days. But would you tune in? 60% of you say yes for fun. 20% said no, not interested, and 20% depends on how serious it is. And let me ask you that, Quest, man. What would you tune up? Would you tune in if you thought like this fight was more serious than the Oscar De La Hoya exhibition we saw several years back? Because it seems as though it is.
So I think because it's more evenly matched. With what happened, and now there's a little backstory. I think they're going to go in there and they're going to make it as serious as they can. I would still watch it if it happened just for the entertainment purposes and for fun.
Bro, Shaquille O'Neal getting knocked out. That's a big boy falling on the canvas, bro. I can't even picture Shaq getting knocked out. I cannot picture my man Shaq getting knocked out, bro. I can't, bro. I just can't. He gotta go in there and keep my man at the end of that stick. You know what I'm saying? With the jab. Can't knock out a legend. But the question, the Q&A was, do you think Shaq can actually pull this off in the ring, or is it just hype? Because, you know, a lot of stuff is said. I mean, you had Feldman I think David Feldman is the name from Celebrity Boxing, who was on there with Alston. And, you know, and they're giving it a show, and Shaq did respond yes. So we'll see how that turns out. I included it in the topics mainly because, you know, all this exhibition stuff that's been going on. And I think, you know, some exhibitions are worth tuning into for what it is, right? An exhibition. This is truly an exhibition, right? And that was my problem with what's going on with Jake and Tank. You know, there's like, this is an exhibition, but it's not an exhibition. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a different type of exhibition, I guess, if that's what we want to say. HLD on the chat says, Teofimo, the pound-for-pound slayer, will defeat Shakur Stevenson for his third one on his resume. Damn, HLD coming in hot. The link is up to HL if you want to handle your business real quick and state your piece. Cepeda still landed 274 punches on Shakur. Yeah, he landed punches, but when you landed them to the shoulder, I mean, he landed a couple, but when you're landing them mostly to the shoulder and you're getting them shits blocked, I mean, they don't count for nothing, bro.
Well, I think the Shaq fight should be on the undercard for the Tank Paul fight. That should be the first fight everybody tunes in to watch.
That's crazy, bro. Imagine that on the Canelo Crawford. that would that would take. I mean, there was a point where Turk was doing crazy stuff, bro. He had concerts going. He had a bunch of shit going on. So, and then he plays around, man. Ring shrinking, and even though it wasn't true, but like he plays around, bro. I bet you he could have made that shrinking ring happen too.
He probably did.
He would have had that shit built, whatever it take, $250,000, whatever. Shit would have been shrinking every round, making these dudes fight, man.
By the 12th round, it's a 12-foot ring.
Forget about it, bro.
Yeah.
You ever been, bro? If you ever stepped into the sometimes when you go to boxing gyms, they'll have a ring that's specific, right? That's usually very, very small, and it's that inside work ring, right? You get in there, you work, and movement, because if you can get around. Not getting hit in a tight ring, then you're pretty good on your feet.
I used to when I was younger, I boxed at the Boys Club.
Nice. Boys Club. Where?
On 10th Street in Avenue A.
You gotta let the people know, champ. You got people from across the world that listen in, man. Where you from?
Lower East Side, Manhattan, New York.
New York City, baby. Come on, champion.
So, when I was younger, I was able to view, the Golden Gloves a lot. I would go down and watch it with the Boys Club and started going in the ring and, would box and train. They wanted me to do Golden Gloves, but I said no, because I didn't want to take it serious. I was doing it more for the sport of it and just to have fun. I didn't see myself, being a professional, but I did go to the gym. I did work at it. So on that aspect,
that's what's up, bro. So have you ever gotten in the ring and sparred?
I have. Some were less memorable moments for me.
It's totally okay, dude. Shit, man. I remember the first time I sparred, bro. I mean, it's always like, you're always gonna have that adrenaline pumping when you're talking about combat sports. When you're talking about boxing, bro, it takes a while for you to get, into that rhythm, get your timing right.
Yeah.
All that shit is not easy, man. It's definitely not easy. And I mean, I'll be honest. I never had, I never got my ass beat in sparring, but just pushed. But I remember I got knocked down. I got knocked down, dude. It was a flash knockout, man. Shout out to my sparring partner, man. I still keep in contact with him on Facebook. Yo, this dude's bald-headed dude. He looked like, what's that dude name, man, from the I think he on TikTok, man. Damn, I forgot this guy, bro. He's big as hell, bald, and he goes around like it's bullying people or whatnot. Anyway, the name will come back to me, but the dude's big. He's in good shape, and at the time, I think I was fighting heavyweight, bro. I was like a small heavyweight, in height, and I came in thinking I was the man, right? Because he was coming to my home gym, and I'm like, I'm gonna rep, right? And I already knew I had better movement, and I had seen him moving around with other guys. So I thought this guy was slow because he's mad, like he's real. He's got a lot of muscle on him, but he was fast, man. I came in with some lazy shit, bro. He stepped back, hit me with a check left hook, and I literally stepped forward into a knee. I literally went into a knee, and I said, "What the, bro?" It happened. Bow.
You got hit in the chin and started praying not to get hit again.
Bro, I fell on one knee like I was getting knighted.
Yeah.
but right away after that, bro, as soon as I hit the canvas with one knee, bro, I got up like a bumblebee. And I took him out. I overwhelmed him with volume, and I finished the round off, and then we didn't go more rounds, but good memories, man. I got pictures, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna throw some of this shit up here too. Let me see oh shit.
The first time I was in the ring, I was young, probably no more than 9 or 10, and I was a huge fan of Sugar Ray Leonard. I used to watch like old fights with my dad, and I used to watch, a lot of fights growing up as a kid. So I was a huge fan of like, the four kings, the Hearns, Hagler, Duran, and Ray Leonard. So I went in there and I started bouncing around, shaking my hand, doing all the antics that Sugar Ray Leonard did.
Bro was like, yo, I'm sugar right now.
Yeah, it was more like diabetes because it was over quick. Because I got caught with a right hand dead to my nose. I fell back to the ropes. He started, he started wailing on me, and my hands were up, but it seemed like my hands weren't even there because I got hit with everything into the head. And they stopped and they looked at me, and I was like, "Yo, just take the gloves off. Take the gloves off." I was like, "I want out." So that was a quick wake up call. The first time I was ever in the ring, and I was like, "Damn, I can't play in there." And then I got back in the ring at like 14, and at that point, it was a little different. And I learned that I was a southpaw, even though I'm conventionally a right-handed person. And it paid.
This is the guy right here. This was my sparring partner then. That was the same day too. That was the same day, bro. He freaking hit me with that check left hook, bro.
You still look confused in that picture. Like, damn, did he really hit me that hard?
No, you see that my face is, bro. He, and sometimes this is what I love about boxing, man, and the camaraderie in the gyms, right? This is in the Elizabeth Rec Center, by the way. Shout out to my coach, Coach Hawk, man. And this is the camaraderie, right? Because like this guy pushed me that day. He made me feel something I never felt before. And I had a fight coming up too, and I did well. You know what I mean? This guy got me ready. So man, shout out to you, Champy. Yeah, man, bro. Plenty of sparring sessions, man. I miss it, bro. I really, really miss being in there, bro. I got an itch to go back in there. Probably either a Masters or if not, maybe Border Wars with TBV. I would definitely entertain that. But bro, I got fucking. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me just put this up. Look at this. More sparring. This guy right here, and I know I'm going off topic, man, but if you're just tapping in with us, definitely make sure you hit that like button. Help with the visibility of the show. And everybody on Facebook, if you're following me on my personal page, head on over to the actual Boxing Biz Facebook page and give me a follow there so we can go ahead and start streaming on the actual Boxing Biz page, because I don't want to stream on my personal no more. I want to go ahead and do it the right way and go to the Boxing Biz Facebook page. So please make sure you follow me from my personal on there. And everybody else, especially those that are just joining us now from Twitch, you can check us out on all social media platforms. And what was I showing them? This guy right here, this guy was a terror in the gyms, bro. This was in Patterson. This is in Glenn Tapia's gym. This guy used to freaking push people, bro. He was a nightmare. This guy right here. Yo, this guy right here. Oh, man. Let me actually put it up. Actually, no. There we go. Bro, this guy was Bill. Crazy Bill, bro. This guy used to give everybody work. Everybody. And this was like, sort of like in the beginning almost of when I started it, man. This is like me developing. I had a couple rounds with him. There used to be some guys that would want to take you out. See, this guy's a smaller guy. And I think, Mario, that was his name. And, you would work. I wasn't trying to wail on him. You just work. And he would use his speed. And I would try to, you get my speed up to try to hit him.
Yeah, some of the guys I went in there with, they forgot about that. They were like,
that's one thing you got to be careful, bro. You got to be careful who you go in there with, because there's some guys, bro, that will really clown you, man. And that's sort of like the intimidation for some when they're going into a gym. That's why before you go in there, just make sure. I mean, for the most part, there's not that many assholes, but like you could get lost. And like if there's like the gym is packed and everybody's just kind of in that hustle, if you don't talk and let people know you're green, bro, you might jump into some sparring and get hurt.
Oh no, one of them knew I was green, and for him, because he said that, he's like,
this is Glenn Tapia right here.
Nice.
Look at Glenn. Glenn knows some shit, man. Glenn had his time too, man. I think he could, I don't know. I think he could have even done even more.
I think Glenn Tapia would be a great person to see back in the ring in one of these exhibitions.
Exhibitions, yo, you know what? That's true, bro. He'd get a lot of support too, bro.
He would. You know, if he went in there against, maybe like another vet who stepped out of the ring and they're just going in there just to kind of do a glorified sparring session.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would show skills, and I think people would appreciate it. Just to give them like a fan friendly,
I mean, you got all these other dudes, like, you got MMA dudes jumping into boxing. That's true, bro. Why, that's so true. I'm about to hit him, bro. Why you ain't in none of these celebrity joints? You should be making some money off this shit, bro. Because there's so much money right now out here with this, like.
Listen, that's
misfit leagues and all this, like.
That's why I'll collab with you, and we can start, matchmaking and start getting something going.
Bro, we could freaking definitely do some matchmaking. Open up the promotional company and everything.
Yeah, why not?
Look at it. Yo, when I left that day, I was soup, bro. I was like, damn, I got in there with Glenn and shit. One thing about me, bro, I would always I wouldn't care who you were. I would jump in there with you. I'm like, fuck it. If I'm gonna get some hands on me, fuck it.
Yeah.
might as well be the professionals.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Who else? Matter of fact. Oh, bro, this kid right here. Bro, look at this kid. He was trying to knock me out. Look. I started noticing that he wanted to knock me out. I started check hooking him. Watch. Look. Every time I check hooked him, I got him mad. Watch this.
Got him.
Bro, I had him skipping on one foot, and I'm like, bro. And honestly, they told me to work with him. He just came at me like he wanted to really hurt me. I was like, holy shit. And this is what I'm telling you about, right? You just never know what's going on. You might think you're about to just work with somebody. Bro, you seen what he was trying to do. He was trying to get me. Look.
He was loading up that right hand.
He was loading it up, bro. I was like, nah, buddy. I just kept check hooking him. That's all I kept doing. Letting him swing. He was swinging for the fences, kept check hooking him. Shout out to Coach T, bro. Coach T. Coach T, if y'all don't know who Coach T is, he right there. In the bottom, I guess, center. Yeah, Coach T's he trained Shadeja Green, excuse me. Shout out to you, Shadeja. I had sparring with Shadeja too. Yeah, I had some rounds with this guy. Yeah, bro, I missed this shit. This is another young guy. Gave me some good work. I'm getting nostalgic right now watching this. Damn, yo, bro, my man's right here, bro. He's little mini Mike Tyson, bro. He's knocked guys out straight smooth, bro. This guy, watch how he moves, bro. They had him in this particular round. He was doing mainly defense, trying to avoid the jab and shit.
An old friend of mine, his name was Berto Benitez. He was amateur. He won Golden Gloves, and he went pro for a little while. I think he went 7 or 8-0. I think he was in the flyweight division. He was small, but he left after being like 7 or 8-0, and he went into modeling. But he was probably one of the more skilled amateurs that I saw. That I like. If he would have stuck with it,
he came back.
He did.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Talking about. What's
I grew
my
up with
man's
him.
name? You grew up with him?
Yeah.
You know his mom?
Yeah.
Yo, she's mad cool, bro. Yeah, I met her way back when he was still in the amateurs, bro. But he left. He did. I mean, the kid's a good-looking kid. He was killing it, man. And now he's back. I think he's with MVP.
Really?
Yeah, bro. He just finished starching somebody, man. That kid's a problem, bro. Whoever, and I believe it's MVP handling him right now, but I don't know if he's a free agent, how that's been negotiated or whatnot. But yeah, he fought on a card, bro, and he's a body, and like I said, anybody that really knows how to market, bro, that kid's a gold mine. I'll be honest.
Which is why I was so frustrated when he left. I'm like, oh man, he was fast. He was, for his level, he was extremely technically sound, at the time. But when he walked away to do the modeling, like I was just like, I get it. Why not take the chance? But now hearing from you that he was back and on an MVP out of all things, card, I'm just like, where did I miss this?
Nah, bro, he's back, man. I was very happy to see him back because, again, I used to see him in the Brooklyn Boxing Club, Cops and Kids. I used to see all these guys over there. You know, everybody with the Sosa crew. I mean, I used to go over there to see Jarrell too, Miller, and yeah, man, I always thought these guys were gonna, end up that whole little crew. Even what's my other man, White Chocolate. What's his name? God, man, I hate when that happens. But I remembered White Chocolate, another kid that was from Brooklyn, Cops and Kids, that hasn't fought lately. Yeah, but your boy's back, bro.
Nice. I gotta find him and start following him again.
This is in East Hanover. This is when we moved. This was another gym. Bro, we used to go to all the gyms with Ness, man. All these gyms. I got to go back to these gyms. I know who you know this guy. I know you know this guy right here. Let me see if you know who this guy is. The guy that I'm sparring.
I'm on my phone, so I really can't see the faces too well.
You don't see the guy in the back, the coach?
I can't. Well, like I said, I'm on my phone, so
that's Sean George. That's Sean George, and I'm sparring Zule Zhang.
That's Zhang.
That's Big Zhang, bro, hitting me with those lunchbox fucking fists.
Oh
yeah,
oh crap! It is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Zhang, bro. Look at his fist size, bro. His gloves look way different, bro. He would.
What are those? Size 20?
Bro, look at it. Just look at them. It was like 20-ounce gloves, but I'm just look at the size of these fucking mortadels. Fucking guy, bro.
Oh, there we go. Now I saw his face clean.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he was working with me. Nothing crazy. This is just work. We was working. I was the faster guy, so I'm working speed.
Yeah.
But there was times, bro, where he would catch me on the shoulder and shit.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, damn, bro, I could imagine when he's in there trying to knock guys out. I mean, he knocked out Deontay Wilder. You see, he's knocked out a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Bunch of guys, bro. And, even though he wasn't going 100, see how you just mushed me? Look at Coach T. Coach T was dying, bro.
The cops.
Like, and everybody else getting ready to get in there and handle business, too.
Damn.
Yeah,
man. So I mean, you've had an opportunity to actually get in there with some people, man. I mean, those are great stories,
bro, man. Absolutely, man. It was while we were on the road, especially too, we would go to so many places, man, and we was always looking for work, for people to work with us, obviously. But I'll be honest with you, we got, especially in the Patterson gym, got pushed hard, extra hard out there. We would fuck, bro. It was like we were training like for a real fight. I mean, that's the type of attitude you got to have to it.
Yeah.
And it's a healthy attitude to have in a sport that demands so much from you too.
Absolutely.
Look at this MMA dude. This guy really wanted to knock me out, bro. I went into
Jesus
that day.
Christ, look at his thighs.
Hold on, dog. I went into that day thinking that this guy, I mean, I didn't know what type of work I was getting. I just, I'm like, yo, I'm going to go in there real humble. I'm going to see how much aggression this guy gives me. Hey, bro, from the beginning, he was sharp, trying to really, really get at me. And I was treating it real light because I'm like, oh, it's an MMA guy. So
yeah.
My coach is like, work with him. So I'm like, okay, so it's an MMA guy. I guess you don't know too much boxing, bro. But he came at me like, okay. Like
I guess for him, it's like, I want to show I can do this and I'm just skilled.
Yeah,
like,
no, and
boy, and
they always wanted to show boxing guys that they're better than them, and that attitude is sometimes still the same, right?
Yeah.
Bro, in this gym, I even saw some guys go into jiu-jitsu, bro, in the ring. Because remember, this is an MMA ring with a boxing ring. So sometimes guys would be in the boxing ring, all of a sudden they'd get pissed, bro, and start fucking doing jiu-jitsu. You see the little right hand he hit me with?
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is still the first round, too. After this first round, I was like, okay, this guy's really trying to knock me out. He's really trying to hit me. But everything that that he was saying, I was absorbing it. And he didn't have that much power, bro.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to knock my head off. He was just, he was working the way he was supposed to work. And I went in there more like, this guy don't know too much.
Right.
If he would have caught me right there, it bounced off my shoulder. But it was shots that he was trying to hurt me. And even when I went back to the corner after the round, my coach told me, he was like, yo, bro, this guy's not playing. He's really trying to get you. I was like, all right. And after
you can tell every step he takes, every time he makes a move, it's intentional.
Yeah.
So
and I'm sparring, dude. I'm not in shape.
Yeah.
I'm not in shape. I went in there to like just stay active.
You're in shape. Rounds in shape.
Yeah, no, but there I was. I know I wasn't in shape there. Like I was going back to the gym just to get in there and get some work, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't in shape, and I was like, holy shit! Like my man came in there looking like Hercules, barefooted and everything, ready to take me out and shit.
I don't know about you, but that would be intimidating coming out with no shoes on, going in there straight like gorilla style. Like, okay,
yeah, this is the second round now. Now I'm like, okay, this guy's trying to take me out.
Yeah.
So I gotta be more careful with this dude. That's Coach T. Coach T like, yo, watch it with this guard, man. He trying to knock you out. I'm like, say less, bro. I'll start tying this dude. I'll do whatever. And bro, this guy's MMA. You see how he put his forehead right on my shoulder?
Yep.
He was trying to wrestle me already. He was like, man, fuck off me. Created a space with his forehead. I caught him with a good body shot. I don't know if it's right now. A little check.
Nice
hook. Yeah, I started timing him. Hit him with a 1-2 right there. I started timing him because I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna play counter puncher. This guy's aggressive, and I didn't want, like I said, I wasn't into that make nobody feel bad either. And I think that was my mistake. I should have put more moxie on, more attack. You see, I played the back foot a lot.
Yeah.
And the hold back foot. But still, bro, every time you get in there, bro, you learn something about you, not only in boxing, but about yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And then, like, something that I could point out for many that want to step into the ring, bro, like, even if, you see, look how physically fit this guy is. He's worked hard, really physically super fit. He looks the part. But hands is hands, bro.
Yep.
You don't got to be chiseled up to step in there. You just got to be sound-minded. You gotta be decently in shape because fighting, fuck, bro, it gets you tired more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can take a look at a lot of professionals that didn't come in with 6-packs and knocked out guys who look jacked like they were on creatine.
Oh shit! Look at this one, bro. Don't mean to interrupt. This is the sparring. Yo, this is old. This is from back in the day right here. This sparring session right here was probably like 5 years ago. Probably a little longer. Who knows? This is Shadeja Green. Y'all know Shadeja Green. She's the champ right now. And again, bro, every time we stepped into the gym, all these professionals willing to work with us and have a little fun. I was taking Shadeja. You know how you got the whole, she's a girl.
Yeah.
I'm a guy. And so that's how I was taking it in the beginning, bro. But then she started hitting me with some shots and speed. I was like, yo, let me not take this too lightly, man. Skills is skills, bro.
Yep.
Hold on real quick. There you go. Look, Shadeja was lighter too, I think, here. Yeah, she was definitely lighter. Yeah, she was way lighter, bro. She was way lighter. We see how I'm pity patting? I'm playing around. You can't hear it, but she started talking to me. She was like, oh, you want to play around? Yeah, she was like, oh, you want to play around? I was like, nah, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to, this is my first time.
Trying to get this work, that's all.
No, it was my first time actually sparring a female, too. Like,
yeah.
So I didn't know. And I wanted to work, too. There's a lot of new things for me in this. But she started to, like, put some.
She started to open up.
No, she started to open up, dude. She was like, fuck that. This guy's a punching bag. I'm going to take advantage right now. Yeah, man. Super fast, bro. She still has all these skills, but right now where you're seeing her here, man, she was very fast, very light. Crazy. Takes so long. When was this? Oh, I did 2 rounds with
What's that?
With Zhang, yeah. Oh, this is where I hit him. I hit him with a punch right here, bro. Sean George, the coach, right there. When I hit him with that one, He was like, "Whoa, get it back." That's what he told Zhang. I was like, "Okay, it's time to stop this shit."
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody that, you know, I'm hurting right now. I got to tilt the uterus. I got to step out the ring.
Oh man, bro, I just went down memory lane. Fun times though, for real, man. And I got to get back in there, man. I got to get back in there so I could just stay fit and have fun. Sometimes, you know, the monotony of going to the gym and just doing the same exercises gets a little boring, maybe even unmotivating at times, you know. When you're trying to stay disciplined, you need a little motivation. So I think boxing does that for a lot of people. So I recommend it.
So let me ask you a question, getting back off of memory lane and down the main topic avenue.
I like that. The boulevard.
Yeah. After this exhibition, because it won't go on their professional cards, as far as Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. Jake Paul goes in there, takes some good punches, comes out of it, you know, with whatever. It's an exhibition. It's not really going to count as far as record. It's more for clout and money. If Joshua isn't available for him, because I know that they were talking about it, but I think that's a little bit more of a hype thing for Jake Paul. Who do you think would be who do you think would be a legitimate contender, if not Joshua, would be available in the spring for Jake Paul?
I mean, bro, you know, when you're matching up and doing face-offs with Zurdo Ramirez, when you're challenging AJ, when you're trying to go, you know, for guys like he's just everywhere. And anybody, it's like Jake Paul's he's the golden ticket right now. And I think that obviously he's in it to make money, bro. So like trying to project to see who's going to be available for him as to who he's really going to fight is really something that we got to pay attention to, because, you know, somebody that he needs to fight so that people can continue taking him serious in boxing is somebody that's going to be within his weight class who's been boxing. You know, he had us not fooled, but when you threw a guy around like Anthony Joshua, I already thought you facing Zurdo was crazy, but now you got Anthony Joshua, and you end up with Tank.
Yeah.
I don't know where your mind is. I don't know where. I mean, your money on my mind, right? So
yeah, you were going to stop Doc Riho, but then you ended up arresting Mini-Me.
Exactly. and no shade to my man Gervonta. You know, he is the smaller guy, but you know, regardless of it, the experience disparity between him and Jake is there. You know, there's a lot of pros for Gervonta, but the size. This is a physical sport. You know, at the end of the day, you could be a thinker all you want. If you got a guy that's 300 pounds swinging at you, and I'm not saying Jake is 300 pounds, but just so you guys could get it, like you got a guy that's just big, much bigger than you, he can hurt you. And then, you know, just so many questions to ask. Is it going to be a very serious fight? Is it going to get a little bit brute in there? Can it afford to? Because like afterwards, you need to fight real people. I mean, both of you. Jake can really continue to fight anybody he wants.
I think, in my opinion, the best money grab for Jake Paul, aside from those two that we've mentioned already, because he went face to face with them and he's called him out, would probably be Badu Jack to go after the belt.
Badu Jack versus Jake Paul's not running that way. That's too much, man. That's too much. I like it.
They did talk about it not that long ago, because, you know, obviously if you take a look at Jake Paul's MO, he would prefer to fight an overaged boxer right at this point.
But Badu is not that guy, bro. Badu's he's a fighter, bro. He can box his ass off. He's not a guy that he's not the type of he's not a Mike Tyson, obviously, right? But who else? I mean, look, man. Jake, we're still remembering what trouble he had with Tommy Fury. Remember that?
That's true, but I think at that point, that's when Jake decided to take the sport real. I still think at that point it was still fun and games until that fight. I think at that point
he has a title, bro. You know, it's an interim title there. Him and Michael, I forget the last name. Hold up, Michael C. Slack. They're the WBC interims right now. I guess they got to handle business. You got a number one, Noel Mikhail and Ryan Rozecki. Ryan Rozecki from Canada. So that something needs to happen there. I mean, you could always pay your way in there. Obviously, We've seen it happen. Haney now is number 1. I don't know what was the cause for that elevation besides maybe a business
we'll talk
talk,
about that in 2 seconds because I don't like that.
I don't know, and we just don't know because Alex Rocha is the one that had that position. Now we don't know if Alex Rocha is okay with it. Again, the boxing fans might not be okay with it, but if the fighters made, I guess, agreements, because he did get elevated. And
I don't think Haney deserved to be elevated, especially after his last fight. I think that
holding them against that Ramirez fight, the performance.
Yeah, I'm holding against that. Plus the fact that he got completely destroyed against Ryan. I don't think I think he feels he can still do it. He still has that that fighter in him. I as much as people talk about his skill set and he's fast with his hands and he's slippery, I don't see the big allure or that big ticket value of Devin Haney, for the exception that he's up until the Ryan Garcia fight he was undefeated. You take away that and Devin Haney is a skillful fighter, that if he's in a situation against a fighter where he can box around and look good doing it, he's going to do it. But if he goes in there with somebody who has fast hands with the power to match, Devin Haney, may try to fight through it, and he may have that gut in him to do it. So respect for him for that. Anybody who steps in the ring, they get respect, period, because they're putting their life on the line. But Devin Haney, for me, is going to have to prove that he still wants it the way he talked about it before getting whitewashed by Ryan Garcia. Because in this last fight in Times Square, he looked like a scared man who didn't want to get touched, and he just wanted to finish the fight on his feet.
Yeah, that fight was pretty bad. I mean, it left a bad taste in a lot of people's boxing palate, if you want to say that. It was a bad fight, but regardless of what you want to say about Dev, he's managed to keep, not keep the oath, but he's managed to keep himself above water after all the negative attention. There was so much garbage being thrown at Dev during that time. And,
I think that's more due to his father being a great promoter for him, as opposed to Devin Haney doing anything for himself at this point. I think his dad is making it more appealing to have the Haney name involved in a fight, as opposed to Devin.
Yeah, Bill, man, Bill. I mean, Bill's active, bro, and I mean, sometimes you could give Bill some slack, but he's done a great job with Dev. Regardless of how you want to look at him, he's promoting his son. And he's always got his back. I mean, sometimes these pop and boxer relationships get a little out of hand, but nothing crazy I've seen that I would say, hey, it's time to go. I remember when that thing happened with Sean Porter and Kenny Porter. I think it was the Crawford fight. After the loss, a lot of people had something to say. You just never know the relationship between the father and son and how that dynamic is behind the scenes. Real quick, man. Just because, I want to know, and we keep going back and forth, right, with exhibitions. But the poll up right now is the question, would you buy a Shaq exhibition fight? Would you actually buy this fight? Would you pay for it?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be like $20 or something if it happens. I mean, I don't know. Because in this day and age, a celebrity fight like this could turn into something huge with, people doing crossover bouts into celebrity bouts with real bouts. Boxing is very transitional right now in the way they can promote and put together fights. So would you pay for it? And how much would you pay for it?
I'd probably pay a Domino's medium pizza.
Damn.
Yeah. Look, certain things are money worthy. Watching Shaquille O'Neal in the ring against a bodyguard is not money worthy. This is something that, like I said, would be better placed as a spectacle on the undercard of the Jake Paul fight. And I think the timing of them agreeing to this falls in line with that being a huge possibility, because that would be a great promotional part of that particular card.
That, bro, when you first said it, that idea it is pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, we got to
so
tag
much
Jake
pull.
Paul on this, and I want like 1%.
Handle your business, Champy. Handle your business. Shit, why not, bro? Let's go real quick to the chat. Just want to tap in with the boxing public right now. It says, Cut Creator 1 says, do you think Pac-Man should have been elevated? Nah. That either. I mean, elevated what? If he beat, what do you mean? Elevated how? In the WBO? Like, what are you asking here? Elevated.
I think because he put on such a good showing against Barrios, and in the last,
bro, it wasn't super good.
No. Well,
you got to see some of the old Pac-Man, yeah, but it wasn't the same, dude.
No, it wasn't the same guy.
In my opinion, dog, you don't got to agree with me. I mean,
No.
If you feel like you saw Pac-Man handling business, I mean that.
No. I think for the first 6 rounds, you saw that Pac-Man was a half a step slower than he wants to be, a full step slower than what he used to be, but that was still even with Mario Barrios, who was his junior by 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
So it shows that in the right situation, Pacquiao could put on a good show and could possibly win. This was the first time he's been in the ring in a long time. So it was a lot of cobwebs coming out. Do I expect him to get tremendously, better? No. Should he be elevated, or should he have been elevated? I'm going to say no. Devin is not still undefeated, although the record shows that, but we all know the truth.
Wait, but Manny Pacquiao is number 1 in the WBC.
No. And that's because he came back in, and because he left as champion. If I'm not mistaken, he was put in that position against Mario Barrios to come back in because he was like a champion of recess or something like that. If there was some sort of situation when he left.
That's the question that Cut Creator was asking, right? It's before he actually got the fight, he got elevated to get the fight. That was the point.
Yeah,
I guess he was trying to.
I'll be honest. I'm not completely against it. I do think that an individual in that situation should have had a comeback fight first, more like an eliminator. Hey, the winner of this is going to get that fight. But it's Pacquiao. It's like watching Mike Tyson. You're gonna watch, and it's the draw that they were looking at for Mario Barrios, because Mario Barrios is not a guy that when you hear he's fighting, you're jumping at the bit to watch.
Yeah, clear. Sorry about that, Cut Creator. Yeah, clear that up. He's saying man's record literally says 0 losses. Why do y'all keep saying he lost his? Oh, who's he talking about? Devin or Pac? Like,
I think he's talking about Devin.
Oh, because Pac lost. Yeah. You know what? Sorry about the confusion. Sometimes I still get confused. Because that whole process for him to still keep that O was crazy, man.
Yeah,
we didn't know what was going on.
And in my eyes, even though the sanctioning bodies removed it and they turned it into like a no contest, so he still has that O. His heart will always be with a loss. His ego will always be with a loss. And I think that if you look at it as it is, he took a beating, and he wasn't the same, and he's not going to be the same. I think no matter what that record shows, he took a loss that night, because he hasn't been the same since, and I don't think we're ever going to see the same Haney.
Haney, with this fight coming up with Brian Norman, it's another anticipation for many boxing fans, especially Devin Haney supporters, on how he's going to be boxing and how he's going to be moving in this fight, especially after that lackluster fight. So I think that him taking this fight with somebody like Brian Norman I think this is all gonna help him get away from that bad time that he had. Brian Norman, man, he's the goods. He's the goods. I definitely am excited to see that fight. It's gonna be experience and power. Experience and speed versus, I guess, power. And most people saying that he can box, right? I know the boxing. The skills that you see with Brian Norman is subtle. It's not no crazy, special effects, but whatever he does it really well. Just want to see if we covered everything for now, because we're gonna go ahead and drop off. My man Quest, thank you for stopping by, man. It looks like we covered everything that we had in the topic list. You know, Shaq accepts challenge in boxing fight with guy that slapped his neck, a.k.a. Will Smith's bodyguard or ex-bodyguard, and possibly happening on celebrity boxing. Just something that I picked out because something worth talking about. You got Tank Davis and Jake Paul getting so much criticism. Let's not forget to have a little fun in a sport that's so serious.
Yeah.
I think we don't got anybody left on the chat. Quest, man, if you want to go ahead and share your socials and let the people know where they can find you, of course. We'll be back with another one. If not later, we'll definitely be back with another one. Oh, matter of fact, tomorrow's what? Tomorrow's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I won't be around tomorrow. Shit, I'm going to a wedding. I'll try to see if I can do an early show. But if I'm not, I'll see you guys Sunday. Matter of fact, Sunday we got the event.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy day. All right. Well, keep you posted on the scheduling. Hopefully I could do it tomorrow morning before the wedding. But again, thank you for stopping by here on the Boxing Biz Podcast. We appreciate you. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, and IG. And if you want to give us a follow on all these social media platforms, do so and support the show. Definitely, Cut Creator stepped in last minute, said B. Norman is going to is going to turn this TV off. B. Norman is going to turn his TV off. Oh, shit. You're going to knock him the fuck. That's the possibility. We'll see, Cut, man. Thanks for stopping by, too, Cut. You're absolutely welcome to jump on the show. Next one we do, as we continue to create this community and make it bigger, man. I appreciate each and every last one of you for spending your time, since that's the most valuable asset, right, Quest? Something we know for sure.
Yep.
And, yeah. Go ahead and shoot your socials if you haven't already.
Yeah, man. So if you want to catch me, my business page is Quest Business Consultants, QWEST is how you spell Quest Business Consultants. That's on IG. My personal entertainment page that's filled with a lot of random stuff is quest.ent. So it's Quest Entertainment. That's on IG.
All right, guys. This is another episode of the Boxing Biz Podcast. Make sure to check out all the other ones. And, yeah, we passed 100 episodes already on our sound downloads. That's on Apple Podcasts and all the other sound podcast hosting sites. And I think we hit another marker, man. We keep hitting markers here on the Boxing Biz, man, and it's all thanks to you guys. So check you guys out on the next one. We're out of here. Cheers.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pump off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.